I just scratched the shit out of my nuts. Welcome to the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Loungin Around Podcast, the show where two best friends talk about nerd shit. My name's Leon.
My name's Kai.
Welcome. So, we had an idea where basically today we were going to talk through our top 9 movies. Well, not like the best 9 movies, but like our favourite 9 movies of all time. And we also wrote 9 movies for the other person. So,
to guess.
Kind of like a
and try
friendship test. That I don't want to call it that because if I get them wrong, it's embarrassing.
Friendship over.
So,
but yeah, so we're going to do the 3. No, we're going to do 9 for the other person and then basically explain why we picked those 9, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Like why they're our favourite.
Okay, cool.
Etc.
Do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, cool.
So, got that high production value here.
Yeah.
So we just like going through all 9.
Go for it.
And then explain up.
Yeah.
Alright, my 9 is... in no particular order, apart from the top one is actually my favourite.
Oh wait, you're doing your 9 favourite.
Yeah. My 9 favourites.
Oh.
First. Then you do your 9 favourites.
Cool.
And then afterwards we talk about what we thought for the other person.
There was no planning involved in this whatsoever. Cool. Let's do it.
Communication,
Go on.
notch.
Cool. You do your 9 first.
Alright, first, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Paddington 2.
Are we allowed to swear on this?
Yeah.
Fuck. I should have known that.
You should have known that. 100%.
Oh.
Baby Driver.
Okay.
And then I got a little bit stuck on like an animated film that I wanted. An anime film. So I went with the first Slam Dunk.
Okay.
I watched it last year and it was like really good.
Okay.
But that was my only one where I'm like, I'm not sure. Into the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
Coco.
Yep.
The Breakfast Club.
Oh, okay.
You should have known that too.
I should have known that, yeah.
And Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, damn. Okay. Cool. I got a few of those.
Okay.
I did get a few of those.
Good.
And what are we doing? Am I just going to do my 9 or do you want to explain your 9?
Do your
picks?
9. Do your 9.
Cool. We're doing my 9. Which are... Ooh. So, you're definitely going to get, I think, 3 of these.
Yeah, 2.
Social Network.
Yes, let's go.
Yep. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Now I do.
Yeah. Definitely Maybe, which I did watch when I was here, but it was...
No idea what that is.
We're going to explain it later.
We'll come back.
Brother Bear.
Yep.
Cool. Onward.
Yep.
Oh, you got that?
Yeah.
Let's go. Super Pets. Do you get it? Yes. Let's go. You're not going to get this one. Dear Evan Hansen.
Nah,
didn't think so. Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, okay.
Yeah? No?
I didn't get it. But yeah.
And then last one, I know you don't know, is the Bobby Brown Experience. It's like a biopic, which we'll go into.
No idea.
Cool.
Okay.
So do you want me to give you, because you started, do you want me to explain to you what I had for you? Or are you explaining your top picks?
We'll explain our top picks first.
Go on then.
Alright. Should we do one at a time?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, so number 1, obviously, Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like self-explanatory for me. It's my favourite series. Because we picked one movie, I put Fellowship because it's my favourite. But the whole trilogy is, to me, like the perfect cinematic experience.
Well, we agreed beforehand that you could have all of the Lord of the Rings films as one thing.
Yeah.
Because I knew they were going to be on there.
They're so close together, but Fellowship is my favourite.
Yeah.
But how do you, for 3 movies that I think are all 10 out of 10,
you can't rank them, really.
you can't give Fellowship 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, it's just, it is your favourite, but they're all 10-10. My main thing was, let's just class it as Lord of the Rings, because I don't know the titles of, most of them.
Fair enough.
I think I knew that one. One is something to do with a tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 2 towers.
Yeah. I wasn't going to call it that. I was about to call it something.
Not the other
yeah,
one.
something crazy. And then I want to say that the other one's got something to do with an eye.
Nah.
No.
Return of the King.
Return of the King. Okay.
There is an eye.
There is the eye on
of
top of the
Sauron.
tower thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. I still need to watch them.
You do.
I really do.
You fully do. That's an episode. We're sitting down watching all of them in a row and then doing a podcast show.
How long?
Afterwards.
That's like 10 hours.
We'll do theatrical cut.
Okay.
So,
8 hours?
9.5 hours. Yeah. Or we can do extended, that's 12. So up to you.
It is what it is.
But yeah, obviously Lord of the Rings, it's just, you haven't seen it, but it's just something, it was an achievement for cinema, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, they took a massive risk on it, it really paid off, and I don't think adaptations since have lived up to that. I think it's a perfect adaptation of something.
Think that's fair. I've heard a lot of good things about it, not just from you.
Yeah, not just from me, even though I talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Now, I know we don't agree on this in the slightest. Yeah. I am not saying this film is a necessarily good film.
No.
Because plot-wise, kind of whack.
Yeah.
But this film is kind of like what I said about Lord of the Rings, where it's like cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
This film was cinema masterpiece.
10 years in the making.
Like, to go and watch this in the cinema was an experience like nothing else. And I don't think anything's ever going to do it again. I really don't.
I've said this to you before. I'll talk about it a bit later, but I've got it on my list for you. Like, I knew it was going to be on there.
Yeah.
But I've also put / Infinity War because I knew it was one or the other, but I knew Endgame was the one because we've had so many discussions where I've been like, that's not the better out of the two.
No, it's not. It's the worst film, but it is the better experience.
Yeah.
Saying that, I've only watched Avengers Endgame twice. Once in the cinema and once here. And I have never watched it again. And I don't think I will, because the second time I watched it, I didn't like it as much.
No, it's a cinema experience.
It is a cinema experience.
If you aren't sitting in the cinema surrounded by fans,
screaming fans,
then it's not worth it.
It's like watching your favourite team go and play football.
Well, it's literally like watching No Way Home.
No Way Home is close in
like
the experience
similar,
side.
But Spider-Man fans instead of just general Marvel fans or MCU fans.
And it wasn't built up as much. No Way Home wasn't. But
it was built up off screen.
Yeah.
Like the hype for those actors to be in that film for months.
Yeah.
But not the same.
Both very good cinema experiences, but not great films. Great films, not amazing films.
No, not amazing story.
There's 7, 8 out of 10 films, but 10 out of 10 experiences.
I'll give it that.
Paddington 2, which I cannot believe you did not put down.
I know.
For me. This film
it's made you cry.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Cry. Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is my favourite film of all time.
Yeah.
Paddington 2 is the best film I've ever watched.
Oh.
I shit you not, this film to me is perfection in a film.
Damn.
10 out of 10.
I still haven't seen it.
I can't believe it.
I've seen the first one and I thought it was really good. Like, really good.
See, the first
but I'm
one...
not expecting it to be good.
The first one ain't got props on the second one.
Oh.
It's just such a feel-good film, and it's perfect for family. It's perfect to watch as an adult. It's got a weird storyline, like Paddington gets sent to prison.
Yeah.
And then breaks out of prison. Yeah. Like, this is not just like a casual kids film.
I've seen clips. I know he goes to prison and obviously he's this little bear, so you're thinking everyone's going to hate him. Don't they all like adore him?
He basically changes the whole prison. Yeah. And yeah, it's just feel-good family film. Very good acting. There's a third one coming out this year or next year. And I'm day one cinema. I'm gonna be sitting there on my no. I'll find someone to go with. No, cool. Honestly, Paddington 2, so great.
Yeah.
I just realised I've taken 3, so now you need to do something.
Alright, cool. I'll do 3. So, Social Network.
So I had this down for you.
Amazing. It honestly is. Like, the first time I watched it, I was not interested in it whatsoever. This film about Facebook. Didn't care. I was like, surely it's not going to be interesting. But it's mainly Andrew Garfield. The acting in it is just top tier, and I feel like that's everything he's in. But out of everything, including Spider-Man, it's probably the best role I've seen him in. Mm. And I just think his acting ability, as well as everybody else involved in it, is just amazing. And the story is actually so much more interesting than you would think the setup for Facebook is.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I kind of know the backstory of Facebook.
Yeah.
And I have seen so many clips from this film.
You've seen the famous Andrew Garfield.
Famous Andrew Garfield scene. I knew you've spoken about it so many times.
It's so good. It's honestly so good.
It's the one film that sticks in my head of like, number one, I didn't even realise you would have watched something like that. Yeah. Because you are so superhero.
DC all the time, every day, every night.
And then so it just sticks in my head because I was like, not only did you watch it, but you're like, this is one of the best films I've ever seen.
It's
I'm like,
so
wait,
good.
what?
It's so good. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You watched that?
Haven't seen it.
I thought you had.
Still haven't seen it.
Did we start it together?
No.
Oh, no.
I have not seen anything about it.
I remember before I'd seen this film, I was like, I don't understand why there are A-list celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, who are like known for being amazing actors, but like I feel like anytime I see them, they're just kind of so-so.
Yeah.
This film changed that for me. They are both very good in this, especially Brad Pitt.
Okay.
Like he plays a. Do you know the story?
Nothing about it.
He plays a stuntman, Leonardo DiCaprio's stuntman.
Okay.
And he is just a fucking badass. Like the whole way through it, he's so cool. There's a fight scene with some junkies, and he just kicks the absolute shit out of them. And it's just amazing. The story's really good. Again, it's based on a true story. Yeah. So that one it is just good. I feel like when I do step away from DC films, it does tend to be like based on a true story, like Pain and Gain. Have you seen Pain and Gain?
Is that
The Rock?
The one about
the bodybuilders. That again.
Rock, Mark Wahlberg, and
Sam Mackie.
Yeah.
Sam Mackie. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
Sam.
I've mixed the character and the actor. It's fine. And then definitely Maybe, which you don't remember. But my reason for loving it is because it is basically How I Met Your Mother as a film. I've told you about it.
Okay.
You remember me talking about it now? Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
It's a story about him telling his daughter how he met the mother. But we, as the audience, don't know who the mother is. There's the three characters that are presented to us throughout. And it could be any one of them.
Okay.
And it goes back and forth all the time.
Okay.
And then right at the end, you see which one's the mum because she comes to pick up the daughter.
Okay.
And they're separated. And through telling this story to his daughter about how he met her, he falls back in love with her.
Okay.
And it just gives me How I Met Your Mother vibes, but I don't have to watch 9 seasons of something, especially when the last season
not there.
Ruins it for me every time. Every time. That last season is a killer.
So that actually sounds interesting, and I think I would watch that.
I think you would watch that.
I can't remember you telling me in that way. Yeah. But I love How I Met Your Mother. Obviously, I have it tattooed on my arm.
Top tier series.
But I 100% agree. I haven't watched it in a while because it's such a commitment.
Yeah.
But watching an hour and a half film that gets the same vibe across.
Exactly. It's so fast, and I wouldn't say it's better because they're two very different things. But luckily, I think the film was made at the same sort of time, so it's just the exact same vibe. Like early 2000s, friends just basically fucking about, and then this love story tangled throughout it, and it's just really good. It's really good.
That sounds sick.
Right. You gonna do another 3?
Yeah, I'll go for another 3. So, Baby Driver.
Yeah. I did not have that whatsoever.
So, this is something that I don't think I've talked about how much I love it.
Music.
As much.
The music's what ties it
in. The music, the soundtrack is so good. Yeah. The acting is really good. I forget the main actor's name.
Anson.
That's it.
Edgerton? Edgerton?
No, that's Taron Egerton.
I'm mixing everyone. Eggle, yeah, I think it's
something along those lines.
It's Ansel or something like that, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I think his acting is like phenomenal in it.
For someone that can't talk.
For someone that doesn't really talk. Yeah. It's such a body role. Yeah. Like the way he portrays himself in his body, and I really liked it. Good acting from Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx is
good
in it.
He's really good in it.
John Hamm's good in it. John Hamm's the other. Oh, is technically the main villain, I guess.
The other guy in the group.
Yeah, who tries to kill Baby because
and then I would compliment Kevin Spacey, but we're not on that anymore. So
has he not been?
I don't know.
He's in a movie now, isn't he? He's come back. Like, he's made a comeback.
Yeah.
But is that, like, just because he's famous and he can?
I think it's just because he's famous. Yeah. I mean, but he is good in that
We
film.
don't touch that.
Touches are interesting. What?
Okay.
Yeah, really good soundtrack. And the way the soundtrack
Yeah.
is utilised inside the film, in the world, is smart. It's not something I've seen very often. It's something that Guardians of the Galaxy does.
Yeah.
And...
Very
yeah,
James
it's really
Gunn.
good. And also, it's just badass. Like, the driving is just sick.
It
I
is
wish
good.
I could drive like that.
Oh, no. I've got one question before you move on.
Yeah.
What's your favourite music scene throughout it? Like, do you remember some of the scenes, like, really utilise the music? Like, where it drives the scene?
I am not going to lie. I really like...
No pun intended.
That's good. I really like literally the one at the beginning where he's getting the coffees.
That is the one I was going to say. Where he's like, because the song is like, it's got the word baby in it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And he's doing the trumpet.
Yeah.
And he's like, is some of the words on the stuff around him? Or am I making that up?
I can't remember that. But maybe.
The trumpet's a graffiti thing, isn't it?
I
Like,
think
there's
so.
a trumpet on the wall,
I
and
think
he uses
so.
it to play the trumpet, right?
I think so. But that's sick. And then there is one other thing that I really liked where he is in the car and he puts the window wipers on.
Yeah.
And the window wipers are to the beat of the
Yeah.
music.
Is it
And
Elvis?
I honestly can't remember the song. But that just I just think it's so clever the way it does that.
It is. It's really clever. And he plays it really well.
Yeah.
Isn't there supposed to be a 2?
Don't know.
Could
Good
have
film,
sworn I heard
though.
that, yeah. I don't know if a 2 would, like, do as well.
I don't think it needs. They
I
don't
don't.
need a sequel.
No.
It's one of those films. Just leave it. It's
It's
fine.
a happy ending, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I have a massive crush on the girl.
Yeah, what's her name? Emma? No, it's not Emma. Is she British?
I don't know.
She does like a lot of British Sky adverts now, I swear.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Her name's completely gone from my head, but she's in Mamma Mia too.
Yes.
This gonna bug me, but yeah, I have a massive crush on her, so that's an easy win.
Nice.
The first Slam Dunk. So
Yeah.
this is an anime film that just come out last year, probably the year before in Japan. Basketball film.
Yeah. I've heard about the anime.
So
Not the anime.
It's got an anime.
Oh, it has got an anime.
It's
But I've
got a
also
manga, which
I've
is
heard
right
about
here.
that's what I meant to say, the manga. I think I've heard about the anime too though.
Manga is amazing. The mangaka, the creator, is probably one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
The anime I actually watched years ago.
Yeah, it's old.
Is old.
Yeah.
And loved it. It's like, for me, I'm not very sporty. You know I'm not sporty.
Yeah.
I'm kind of telling them. I'm not sporty, so getting into like sports manga and anime is weird.
Yeah.
But I have had so much fun with Slam Dunk, and there's a football one called Blue Lock, and they're just so sick. Like, they get me so gassed.
I feel like I've seen clips about Blue Lock.
Blue
too.
Lock's
because
lit.
they're both obviously anime, and they
Yeah.
take that to the advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slam Dunk is more realistic. Blue Lock is like, they go like Super Saiyan
Super
before they
kick
hit the
in,
ball.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree with the sports thing. Like, it's like this was on my list and I took it off. First time I watched Creed, wasn't
Yeah.
expecting to like it, and it just got me in a different.
It gasses you
Yeah,
up.
like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like
yeah.
you finish the film, you're like, I want to work out.
Yeah, no, fully.
I'm gonna go work out.
That's
I didn't.
exactly what this film did. Like, it got me gassed.
Yeah.
And the film is basically, it's a continuation of the anime, but you don't have to watch the anime.
Okay.
And the main character of the film is not the main character of the anime.
Okay.
So they switch perspectives on who the main character
so
is.
that's why you don't really have to watch the series.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the main character of the film has a really, really interesting backstory, and you get to see it fully fleshed out, which you didn't get to see before. And they've added new stuff that wasn't in the manga. So that's awesome, like, to see a new perspective of it. But the entire film is flashbacks and one game of basketball.
Oh, damn.
It's just one game, and it's their last game as a team together. And it's like they're gonna win the championships.
Finals, yeah.
And it is just so sick. There's so many plot twists. Like, sometimes they're winning, sometimes they're losing. And yeah, no, I loved it.
It's
I
good.
watched it in the cinema with my brother. We went to
Oh, yeah.
the local like small cinema, and we were the only people in there
because it kind of looks like a college lecture room, like
a uni lecture
thing. Yeah, I remember.
And we were the only people in there.
That's crazy.
And it was really good. I loved
it.
Do
you think? Even though you don't have to watch the series in order to enjoy it, do you think because you watch the series, it makes it like 10 times better?
No.
Stands alone.
It stands alone.
Okay.
100%. Because I watched the series a long time ago.
Don't really remember.
Probably 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Cool.
Don't remember it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've read the manga as well.
Yeah.
That probably aids it more than watching the anime does.
Yeah,
but the film itself is just fantastic.
Cool.
And it's like really well. I can't remember if I watch it subbed or dubbed, but it's really well voiced as well.
Nice.
Yeah. But this one I was close on picking a different anime film.
Okay.
Because there's a film called Your Name, which I absolutely adore, and I've watched like 6 times.
Is it Studio?
It's not Studio Ghibli.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
But that film, I'm not going to talk about it too much because if you haven't seen it, which I know you haven't, if you ever watch it, you need to know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Going into it blind is the most like shocking, like raw experience. Yeah. And that is a phenomenal film, 10 out of 10. But this one just got me gassed.
Cool.
So
I like that.
And then the last one of these 3 is Into the Spider-Verse. Because obviously that film is fucking litty.
The first one or the second one?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse first one. Yeah.
Close again.
Yeah.
Because they are both really good films, and I'm hoping the third one is better.
I think the third one's going to be amazing.
Honestly,
it's set up to be so good. I love the fact that we got 2 Miles.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've spoken about this much since, because I've watched it since. The second Miles, the evil version, who was raised by his mum, is like way more Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Which I just think just shows how good they are at what they're like their films.
Yeah.
It's just all the little things like they pick up on it. I can't wait to see that. But why is the first one your pick?
The first one. Okay, so this is a weird take, but going into the second one, I knew it was going to be good.
Yeah.
Because I had my expectations high already. Yeah. I went in there expecting what it was, and to be fair, it did blow away the expectations because the art is better.
It's crazy.
It is so much.
There are parts where his hair looks like real.
I don't know how they did it. The part where Gwen is looking out on the city and walks round that pillar and he's standing up like that. That is one of the most stunning cinematic scenes I've ever seen. I don't know how they did it, but the first one, I didn't know it was going to be good.
It's so good.
And it set a new precedent for animation.
And Spider-Man films.
You
can't put out a Spider-Man film without it being as good as that anymore. Marvel's still going to try.
They're going to try. They're going to damn try. It was unreal.
Yeah.
The level they went to. And the animation style they used is now being used elsewhere. Yeah. And one of my favourite TV shows, Arcane, which is the League of Legends TV show,
very similar.
is a similar art style. Yeah. And I feel like Into the Spider-Verse pushed that out. And I just think that it set a new standard for animation.
Yeah,
that isn't going to go back.
Especially without being like, we're going to take 7 years to work on this one film.
Yeah.
Like, they're doing it pretty fast for animation.
Well, I know they had a few problems with the new one.
That's more the SAG strikes.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? More than anything. But one reason I'd say the first one's better than the second one, well, 2 actually. The music is 10 times better than the first one.
Oh yeah, no, actually
10 times better.
100%.
Like the second one's got a good soundtrack.
It does.
But I feel like the first one just hits every scene, especially Scared of the. Yeah. I'm not scared. What is it called?
Scared of the Dark? Scared of the Dark.
Scared of the Dark. When Spider-Man dies is one of the best scenes in not just an animated film, but any film where a character dies, because the music hits it on the head, like it's just amazing.
Yeah, I actually did not think about the music.
It's so good.
Both films have very good soundtracks.
Very good.
Did Metro Boomin do the first one?
I feel like...
Or did he just do the second one?
No, I feel like the first one was very much like, let's just get a bunch of artists, we'll show them the scene, they make their song for it.
Yeah.
Whereas the second one is Metro Boomin, and it shows that one person did it.
Metro killed it for a soundtrack that went across the whole film.
Yeah.
He's very talented at what he
Yeah.
does. But the first one has better bangers.
Yeah. I can't believe Posty didn't come back for the second
I
one.
can't believe that Sunflower is from that film.
I know, and it's
that-
an amazing film.
That's probably one of the most listened to songs of all time.
No. And it was put on the music, the movie soundtrack, and he was like, "No, I'm putting it on my album. I don't even care. It's going on my album."
He was like, "This is my song."
He was like, "I don't care," and it's so good.
And that album has, like, the first one has some of my favourite music artists on it. Like, it's got Post, it's got Juice, it's got X.
Yeah,
like,
it's got so many good people on it too.
It was sick.
Oh, and my second reasoning, this is such a nitpick, but I remember sitting in the cinema telling you I didn't like it, and I watched it a second time at home, and I think it's more that it like really fucks with my head and I don't like it, is Gwen's universe is awful to me.
See, I don't agree,
Yeah.
but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
That shit's jarring.
It is jarring. Especially when, like, it would have been fine if we did... like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad they switched it up and they did... Oh, Gwen's doing the intro. It's basically her story, this one. But it's the fact that we just got thrown into this new art style and it was us sitting there like, what is going on?
It's much more... It's, like, painted in the universe.
And we got to talk about the fact that they gave, like, an 11-year-old child the honour of doing the Lego scene.
That was sick.
Which is insane.
That was sick.
Imagine being that kid.
I know that I see him on YouTube.
Still doing stuff. Why? Bro, you must be rich.
Bro's so talented.
You're just like, nah, this is my passion. I hope they invite him back for the film.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get him to do more stuff.
Like Lego movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are good. They are really good. Like his scenes. They're amazing.
I think... I might be tripping. I'm pretty sure there was a Lego scene in Loki season 2. Was there not?
I feel like there was.
I'm sure there was a Lego scene in something else that I've watched.
I think there was. Loki season 2 was a blur.
Yeah,
it was good, but I don't remember it good. Do you know what I mean?
I only watched it like last month, so I remember it quite vividly.
I watched it. I've moved out 6 months ago, so I watched it like 7 months ago, and I remember it being good. Don't really remember much more about it.
Fair enough.
Have you done your 3?
Yeah, that's my 3.
Cool. Brother Bear.
Yep.
Amazing.
Obviously.
Top tier animated movies for me.
Yep.
I got a tattoo of it.
Yep.
It's me and my brother's favourite film, and I watched it again with Rio the other day, my son, and every time I watch it, there's something new that I clock about it. So have I turned it off?
No, I thought you did, but you're good.
So the first time I watched it, obviously as a kid I just loved it. First time I watched it as an adult, I was like, oh, the music for this is amazing. Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Everything he touches is gold.
Yeah.
The scene where he's telling Coda that he's the one who killed his mum. The music in that scene is amazing. Like the confession.
Yeah.
Because it's basically like he's singing Kenai's confession, and it's just so good. But not the second time, when I watched it with Rio, I clocked, and I don't know if you've noticed this, when you watch it at the beginning, the aspect ratio is like a box TV, and it's only when he becomes a bear that it stretches out to normal like cinema screen thing, and it's to really push this perspective that he is a complete different person when he's human, and then he grows into becoming this like profound.
I've never noticed that. I'm now gonna watch that this evening.
It's so good.
And look at that, because to me, like you've just said it, like it pushes his perspective.
Yeah.
But that to me is like human, closed-minded.
Yeah.
Bear, you suddenly see the whole world. That's fucking
it's
clever.
So good. And another thing that I noticed obviously ages ago, and I just think it's amazing. I feel like they do it in quite a lot of things, Disney especially. When they are one of the animals, they have humanized eyes. But when they're human, they've got beady, like, black eyes.
Yeah.
Which is, like, to set off this, like, impression of being, like, terrifying.
Yeah.
And not humanized whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it's just so many little things like that throughout the film. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
I really love it.
I 100% knew you were putting that on there.
Yeah.
I put that on my list for you.
And then Onward. I knew you were
put that as well. Yeah.
That is what. So not even.
Don't spoil because I still haven't seen it.
Oh, I can't.
Because one of the
so
big
I can't even tell you.
points is a big spoiler.
Yeah, so I can't even tell you, but it's just relatable to me and my brother.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's seen it, but I reckon if he watched it, he'd probably feel the same, and probably a lot more since my dad passed.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be a little bit more now, but it's just so good, and I am trying to be so careful about saying what I can and can't say.
I am gonna watch it. It's definitely on my list because I want to.
Yeah, and I think it was one of those ones where I was like, I think I watched it during lockdown.
I think you did, yeah.
And I was like, I'm not interested in this when they announced it or whatever. Like, this does not look Tom Holland. I'm kind of sick of him too. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually really good. I don't get how it went so under the radar, I feel.
Is it Disney or is it Pixar?
It's Pixar.
Okay.
Which that's kind of my fault. I should have given them a little bit more faith.
It flew under the radar.
Yeah.
Because I don't hear no one talking about it.
It's so good.
But then the people that have seen it are like, oh my god, it's amazing.
Yeah. So, but I feel like that's every Pixar film, no?
Yeah.
Like, you watch a Pixar film properly, it's always deep and it's always just got a good message.
I am gonna check it out. Also, people always say I look like the main character.
Yeah. You do. It is a good film though. You need to watch it. Yeah, and then finally out of my animated films. Yeah. Super Pets.
I had that.
I know you had that.
So when we were prepping for this list.
Yeah.
I was on my 9th pick and I did not know what to pick. And I went, you know what? I am just going to chuck this film on here because I know he likes it. I don't know if he likes it this much, but I know he likes it and it'll be funny if I'm right.
Yeah. The thing is this when we were sitting here and you were like, I'm just going to chuck this on there. I don't think it's on your list. I thought it was this because I've spoken about it highly, but also not that highly. But again, there's one scene in this film. You don't care about spoilers for this one, do you?
Nah.
There's a scene in this film where Ace, which is like the Bat Hound, explains why he no longer, like, he's like a stray. Yeah. And it is honestly one of the most gut-wrenching, saddest scenes ever. Again, the music is amazing. And I'm trying to think of what the name of the song is. It's sung by like John something, and it's called something to do with friendship, basically. And what it is he's a puppy. He gets adopted by this couple who have got a baby. Yeah. Him and this baby grew up together. They're like bonded. Yeah. And when the baby's a teenager, the parents, I can't remember if they get into like an argument, but obviously like it's from Tom and Jerry sort of like vision where like the parents are not really in shot, but you can hear them. Or like you can see their legs, sort of thing. But they're doing something. They're not paying attention to the child. The child gets off the bed, walks to the top of the stairs. There's no stair gate. Goes to fall down the stairs. And the puppy, Ace, bites her to pull her in. Because she's not wearing anything like loose. Yeah. So he's done the right thing. But they come, the baby's crying. And there's bite marks. No. And it's the only scene in the whole film where like there's actual blood. And it's a kid's film, so it's like I think it's because like no, this needs to be bold. This needs to set across a message, and it's so good. But they like shun him. They like kick him out. They do not take him back whatsoever. And amazingly, Kevin Hart sells it. I don't know how.
Oh, it's Kevin Hart.
It's Kevin Hart, no, and it's so good. Maybe it's because you don't see him, but it's so good. And honestly, again, I watched that film thinking, oh, this will just be fun. These are characters that I know from like corny DC comics. Yeah. I'll just enjoy it. And that scene just took me out of it. I was like, no way did that just happen. It's so good.
No, that's another one I want to watch, but I can't on my list.
Nah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't think the movie will ever be on your list, but I reckon you will watch that scene and go, oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
That is good. That is a good scene.
Is that your 3?
That is, yeah.
Alright, so we got 3 each left.
Yeah.
Alright, so I got Coco.
I knew as soon as you said you want to do the 3x3, the 9 favourite movies, I was like, Lord of the Rings, Coco. Guaranteed.
See, funny enough, it should have been Lord of the Rings, Paddington.
It should have.
But Coco is also...
I think the reason that Coco will always... Lord of the Rings will always be on the list because I've lived in your house. I've seen your house. It's coated, apart from what you guys always get to see.
It's not.
It is coated in Lord of the Rings memorabilia, as well as your arms. Yeah. But Paddington doesn't have an original soundtrack. Coco does, which means whenever we're on a car trip, one of us will put on a Coco song. So it's going to stick in my head a lot more than Paddington is. Because it only comes up in topic if we speak about Paddington.
Yeah. Nah, Coco is... So, again, this is my favourite Disney Pixar. I can't remember which one it is. But it's my favourite of both.
Yeah.
I like a lot of Disney films. Lilo and Stitch is also a bang.
Top tier.
Coco, I watched at a time that was good for me.
Yeah.
Which is why I have so much attachment to it.
Yeah.
Because it's about a guy's great-granddad. And he goes to the underworld to find him. Yeah. And I watched it right after my granddad died. Yeah. And the last scene is the most I have cried at a film ever. I was in pieces. And I was watching it with my ex-girlfriend at the time. Yeah. And she was like, just wait. And then when they did the classic...
Oh, she'd seen it before.
Yeah. When they did the classic Disney thing of... Oh, it actually is a happy ending.
Yeah.
I was furious. I was like, how dare you do this to me? But the film...
Mama Coco?
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
Killed me off. Such a good film. Such a good story.
Yeah.
And the way they showed the world of the dead is so beautiful.
Yeah, it's so good.
When he looks across and there's all those LED lights. And it's the city. And it's like kind of a sci-fi looking city. Yeah. I was like, that shit hard.
Yeah,
I love that.
It is good. It's like a classic Disney, like the kid has this heritage, this family that he doesn't necessarily care too much about. It actually experiences it and he's like, no, this is actually crazy.
And like he wants to follow his dream and he realizes that his dream is more connected to his family than he thought it was. And that everyone who pushes him away from the dream is because of a mistake. Yeah. Like, it actually wasn't like that at all.
A massive misunderstanding.
Yeah, a massive
just misunderstanding. Crazy. Like, he thinks his granddad, is...
Ernesto de la Cruz.
Yeah, but technically, even though he's not, technically is.
Yeah,
because he's the original, he's the ghostwriter.
Yeah, the ghostwriter of the music. Yeah. They were a duo, and he got killed because the guy wanted the fame. And then, but so good. The final bit, and the most powerful part of it is it puts across this idea, which obviously is it Mexicans' Day of the Dead?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in their actual belief system and the way they think about it is that when you die, when you get forgotten, you literally disappear.
Yeah, that's like
otherwise you kind of live on forever. Yeah. And it's this idea of not forgetting. Yeah. And it was just
it's crazy.
Messed me up.
It's crazy. But I wouldn't say it's a flaw, because technically that's like me saying it's a flaw in Mexican belief. Or like their belief. No. The logic of being like, when you get forgotten about, but surely if somebody didn't technically know you, just remembering a picture of you isn't remembering you.
I don't know how it works,
but it's cute.
the film itself, very solid message. Un Poco Loco is such a good song.
So good.
And
so good.
It's just, Coco slaps. Again, it's not... It's one of those things where it's my favourite. It's definitely not the best thing they've ever created.
Pixar.
Disney or Pixar.
I'd argue.
It's high up there.
I'd say, to say it's not... I reckon it's in a lot of people's top 3.
Yeah. It's not as monumental as The Lion King.
No, but I think
Toy Story.
Yeah, I guess, but I wouldn't say those are the new age of Pixar is message. It's putting across a message. Whereas I feel Lion King is, let's rip off Hamlet and make it fun.
Right, we need to talk about this. Yeah. We need to do an episode of hot takes.
Yeah.
Our takes that we're just because that's crazy.
That's what it is though, is it not?
100%. I have never heard that before. That is crazy.
That is what they do. And even Coco to a degree is technically a rip-off of, I think it's is it Blue Sky Animation? Blue Sky Animation they used to do Ice Age? Or am I completely wrong? Yeah, they released a film called The Book of Life.
Yeah.
which was released
I didn't
quite
know
a
it come out
few.
at the same time.
No, I think Book of Life come out like a year or maybe a
Okay.
couple of years. Because I watched the Book of Life when I was in secondary school.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Coco didn't come out till just before lockdown.
I watched it in lockdown.
Yeah.
So.
I think it just come out before then. But the thing is, theme is stolen, story, message, acting abilities completely different. Everything is, other than it just being a Day of the Dead theme movie, no similarities whatsoever.
It's definitely one of the best messages in Disney Pixar.
100%. Easily.
Breakfast Club.
hmm
Now, this is a film, I don't know how many times I've seen this.
Yeah. I've only seen it twice, I think.
I don't even think it's that good of a film.
I see, this is what I mean. Like, I think if you'd ask, if we did this, we've been at school a long time. If you'd asked me 10 years ago, which is insane,
Yeah.
which is probably when we watched this, I would have known. I would have put this on the list easy.
Yeah.
But now, I don't think, like, it would, I forget it's a film. I forget it's a thing.
I still watch it probably once a year.
Really?
Yeah. So, the reason I like it, and I know there's it's very highly rated in like, I'm a movie snob circles, and very lowly rated in other circles.
Yeah.
And I 100% agree, because I think the only reason it is good is because it is a very good example of character types.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's the point of the movie.
Yeah.
It literally stereotyped 5 characters and perfected the stereotype and then brought them all together. But I just love the film. Nothing happens.
No, not
They are
really.
sitting in a room for an hour and a half. Nothing happens. But you see each of these people grow
Yeah.
and kind of spread slightly free of their stereotype. And I love it. And I think Bender is such a brilliant character, such a well-acted character, because he encapsulates a really traumatic upbringing.
Yeah.
And he plays the stereotypical bully.
Yeah. And he's like, trauma comes out like out of nowhere, like it would in real life. Like, they don't really realise that they're having a bit of therapy with these people around them. And he nails it completely. 100%. It's amazing.
You used a good word there, because you said therapy. It is fully an hour and a half
it's a therapy session for all of them.
Yeah.
It's a group therapy session that the principal didn't know he was doing.
Yeah, no.
Well, he's the vice principal, isn't he?
I don't know who he is, but he's an arsehole.
Yeah,
That's what he is.
I'm pretty sure he's the vice principal because he's an arsehole. Like, he's an arsehole because he's the vice principal. But he's got no real power.
I absolutely love the film, and in, like, my creative process, if I was to, like, write a book, make a movie...
Look to it.
It's really something to look to, not to copy,
No.
because they are stereotypical characters.
100%.
But it's why we studied it in media, because it is probably the number one example of taking characters and templating them and doing really well with them.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like it is 100% in their... What's the word that I'd use? It was a smart idea for them to set it in a high school. It makes it so much easier to use such strong stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like, you can, because there are multiple meathead 30-year-old jocks. 100%, you can do it, but it works better in a high school. It's more believable, it's more realistic.
I don't think you could have achieved the same thing in a pub.
No, because they'd beat the living crap out of each other. But it's good. It is a good film.
It's such a good film. And then finally, I can sum this up in one sentence.
Okay.
Mad Max Fury Road. Explosions and fast cars.
I love that. I never in a million years would have put that on your list.
Really?
And I'm going to go through my list in a second of what I put for you. And there is one that is missing off your list. And I feel like...
I'm going to be like, what?
I feel like... No, because I don't know if you'd technically say it's your favourite film. But it should be on your list, I think.
Okay.
I think.
Mad Max, speaking of which, there is a new one coming out this month.
I don't like the look of it.
Neither do I. However, I'm going to watch it because it's the same director.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's before?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it doesn't have Mad Max in it.
No.
But it doesn't matter.
No.
I think again, I just explained the reason I like it, because it's fast cars and explosions.
Fast cars and explosions.
And there is a guy standing on the front of a car with a guitar that shoots fire out the top of it.
I'm going to put you on. You like fast cars and explosions?
If you say Fast and Furious, I will fucking scream.
I was going to say Need for Speed. Yeah,
No,
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
But there's 10 of them, and they go to space! Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't need to talk too much about Mad Max.
No.
The other good thing about it is a film that I think, same with Lord of the Rings, was very impressively made.
Yeah.
Because they were like, CGI? What's CGI? I'm not doing that. They're just practical as much as possible. I don't know how they did it.
We rely way too heavily on CGI these days. Like, not to start this conversation, but it's crazy to me that I can watch a film from the early 2000s and go, this looks amazing. And then compare it to a film that came out yesterday and go, this looks like absolute dog shit.
So, I 100% agree, and the best example is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings' CGI looks shit.
Yeah.
But it does.
Yeah.
But it's also it's probably going 25 years old.
Yeah.
Like, this is an old film now. Not hold on, because it's older films, but old film for like CGI.
For CGI.
But also, I don't think it was the first to do mocap. There was something else, and I can't remember what it is, but I was reading about it the other day. Quite a famous
when
film.
When the first Lord of the Rings come out?
I think it was Star Wars, you know.
It must be.
I think Jar Jar Binks was before Lord of the Rings.
When did the first Lord of the Rings come out?
2001.
I think the first... What are they? I think the trilogy, the Anakin trilogy, which is what you're just talking about, yeah. I think the first one came out in 1999.
I think it did as well.
So that would technically...
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks.
But Gollum...
Jar Jar Binks.
Shush. Gollum as a character changed how mocap is done.
Oh.
And you coming all the way to like Avengers Endgame with Thanos, that come from Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks.
But like Andy Serkis as an actor,
I was gonna say you need to give so many props to Andy Serkis. He's amazing.
Killed it, and he's set up.
Still killing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy because I know him as a motion cap actor.
Yeah.
But he's also an amazing actor.
Oh, he's
in
the Batman.
He's Alfred. And when he got cast, I was like, why? I was like, what? Why? Like, he's not Alfred. And then I watched it. I was like, he is Alfred.
Yeah,
like, I love it. I actually think he's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, your thing you said about CGI is that Lord of the Rings CGI, it don't look great.
No.
But it is...
Does the job.
It looks good for the film.
Yeah.
And they used it sparingly.
Yeah.
They used it where they literally could not have done anything else.
Yeah. There's a dragon.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not a dragon, but... one of the things they did, which I still love to this day, is when you had a sweeping shot of a place, they made a model of the place and then just CGI'd small people walking around it.
Yeah.
Why is not everyone doing
Did Harry Potter steal that from Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Because when you go to the Harry Potter studios, they've got that, haven't they?
Yeah.
Hogwarts is a 3D model. Like, it's probably as big as this room, which is insane.
And also, practical effects wise, Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter did it as well. The way they did cameras for the tall people. So, like, you've got the hobbits. Yeah. Hobbits throughout the whole film are done really weirdly. Yeah. Sometimes it's a kid and sometimes they're bigger than they should be. Yeah. But at the beginning, when Gandalf's in the Bag End, they used cameras to show how tall he was, and they did the same for Hagrid.
That's really
Again,
smart.
now they're just CGI.
Yeah, they'd just be like...
Just like, find a smaller person, CGI someone's face onto him. Yeah. And it's just like... Nah, why?
Or they just Robert Downey Jr. put him in some high boots.
Yeah.
Some high boots and some bootleg trousers.
But I 100% agree. We have an over reliance on CGI, and
it's just getting bad. That's the thing.
I just want to see a return to practical.
Yeah.
Doctor Who's doing a return to practical at the moment, and like the new season's just come out. Watch 2 episodes of it. It looks 10 times better than the CGI crap they put out before.
Do you know what I really don't understand? And I think this might just be me. Star Wars, Doctor Who, that really like retro, futuristic, space puppetry is amazing. Like,
why go away from it?
That is the precedent of Doctor Who and Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like when I think of Yoda I do think of the puppet before I think of the CGI thing. Don't get me wrong, the CGI thing, the puppet is scary to look at now as a grown-up, but it's still better. I don't get it. Yeah, so what, is that your top? You done?
Yeah, that's my 9.
Cool. So, Dear Evan Hansen, do you know what this is?
I know of it.
Do you know
it's
what
a musical.
It's a musical.
It's a film. It was a musical first.
It was on Broadway first.
Yeah.
And the guy who's like big from the musical is the guy who does it in the film.
Yep.
Which is really good, but they do like. There's one thing that's really eerie about it is they de-age him, and I don't think they de-age him properly, but they put makeup on him, and he looks a bit freaky, like standing next to like. Because
he's in school, isn't he?
Yeah.
But he is a grown man.
Yeah. So it's like a little bit creepy, but at the same time, it's like you kind of got to give him the props. He made the show famous.
Yeah.
But it's so good. Like I love musicals anyway. Like Disney ones are obviously really good, but usually an actual musical has like a proper message.
Yeah.
This one really deals with like depression, anxiety, everything. There's even a song in it. It's not my favourite song at all, but there is a song that is called, I think it's called People Like Us or something like that, and it's about two people with like depression and anxiety talking to each other through everything and how they've had to basically sit in silence because they're two complete opposites. You got Evan Hansen, who is a shut-in, doesn't talk to anybody, like barely talks to his mum, and then you've got the popular girl who approaches him one day, and he's like, oh, you wouldn't get it, and then she pulls out the pills that she's taken in her bag, because she's the opposite in sense of like, I don't want to be like you, because if I'm like you, people will know I'm anxious. Whereas if I put myself out there, no one's going to question it. If I put on a smile, no one's going to think anything of it.
Yeah.
That's not like that. I've gone off on a massive tangent. That's got nothing to do with like the main story, really. But it's so good because it's also stereotypical good. It's got classic sitcom issues where like it wouldn't really be an issue if the main person knew how to emote. Yeah. And it's like are you going to watch it? Do you think you'll watch it one day?
You can spoil it.
Okay.
I will watch it, but it doesn't seem like something that will be ruined if you spoiled it.
Yeah. So the premise of the movie is basically in the first 10 minutes, you watch him get bullied by this guy, and the next day, that guy killed himself because he is like extremely troubled.
Yeah.
And before he killed himself, the day before, he confiscated a note. Not confiscated, he's not a teacher. He's a bully. He stole a note off of Evan Hansen, who was writing a note to himself, which his therapist has told him to do. So it's titled like Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, okay.
And then from Sincerely Evan Hansen. When he kills himself, the parents find it and they think it's the suicide note, and they believe that Evan Hansen is their son's one and only friend, and he's like this he's also a shut-in, but he's a bully, so they think he's an awful human being. But then they're like, oh, he had a friend. And it like brings them all together, and he fancies her sister, and that's how they end up together, is because he makes up all these stories of how they were friends and how they lived this life together. And one of the songs in it, which is really amazing, is a back and forth of them faking emails to each other. So it's called Sincerely Me, and it's like Dear Evan Hansen and then Dear Connor Murphy, and it's so good. Like every song in it's amazing. The acting in it's really good, and even it gets to the end, and it is a happy ending, but like kind of like what you said with Coco, it's not. Like they don't end up together. I think she somewhat forgives him, but she moves on with her life, and I think he's just happy that they got to a point where like they can kind of move on.
Yeah, okay.
But it's so good. Like from start to finish, it's really good.
It does sound good.
And then Snyderverse, JLA.
Yeah. So I put a DC film, 2 DC films.
What'd you put? Blue Beetle.
Nah, I'll tell you in a bit.
Oh yeah, we got to do our bit. Yeah, I completely forgot we're doing that. Right, this is probably my favourite film because it gives me exactly what I want.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't put this down for you.
4 hours of DC.
This is your Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, no. So in my head, I was thinking, this is my Lord of the Rings. It fully is, and this I'm not going to sit here and go, the Snyderverse was flawless. It was not. It was not. No. There was many, many flaws. I think this is one of the standout films. I think if we'd got this in cinema, it would have changed the outcome of a lot of other films that come out. Yeah. Maybe not dramatically, but I feel like there are certain things that wouldn't have happened. And I just think it's amazing from start to finish. It's long, so if you're not interested, you're not going to want to sit through it. But I think it's so good. The fact that we finally get like a live action Superman in the black suit.
Yeah.
Amazing. I wish it didn't have the cape. That part is really weird to me. As you know, costumes are one of my favourite things about DC. Anything. It's like Marvel costumes irritate me because they're all just jacket and trousers. I really don't like them. But the costumes in this film are amazing. Every single one of them. The use of the Speed Force is incredible in this film.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good. And at the time, The Flash was running. Even The Flash weren't doing, like, The Flash TV show wasn't doing what this show did in fucking, like, a 5-minute scene.
I like how you just said The Flash was running.
The
Flash always be running.
I'm making 2-minute buns. It's so good, though. And even though, like, Ezra Miller, maybe not so good.
Yep.
Maybe not so good. He is good in this film. I think everybody's good in this film.
I think so. Funny enough, I completely forgot this movie existed.
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't put it down.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you said it, I was like, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like DC.
Yeah.
I mean, I've grown out of superheroes really in general.
Yeah.
But I don't particularly like DC as a whole.
Yeah.
I like Batman.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But this film, I actually enjoyed.
I
did enjoy it, and it is 4 hours long.
Yeah.
And I wasn't bored.
No, it nails the characters.
It really... I can see that it gave DC fans exactly what they wanted.
Yeah. Some fans took it to a new level and they were like, we want more. I was like, no, I'm happy with this.
Yeah, I'm happy, yeah.
I'm happy with this. And every single one of those characters, obviously, don't get me wrong, Jason Momoa's Aquaman is not comic book accurate to anybody's standards, I don't think. But he changes it in a way that, like, I can deal with this. Like, this might be the new president. Like, this is good. This is amazing. And one of the funniest things to come from the Snyderverse altogether is the fact that everybody absolutely shit-talked the hell out of Ben Affleck as Batman when he got announced. And to this day, I think I've not heard anyone say that he's not, like, one of the most comic book accurate Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Like, he's so good.
I think he's grown more on me over time.
Yeah.
But that's really because Christian Bale's grown less on me.
Yeah.
Like, it's gotten worse.
Yeah. I think I was a fan of those films when it was all I had. But, like, even when I was watching them, I was like, the one with the Joker's the best one. The other two are like, so-so.
See, I can't lie, The Dark Knight was very close to coming on this list.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, The Dark Knight's the one with Joker?
I absolutely love that film.
It's good.
It's
really
good. Fucking good.
But I feel like it's good because of Heath Ledger.
100% it's carried.
Yeah. Carried
and
by
the guy that plays Harvey Dent's good too.
Yeah. I think all the actors are good. I personally don't look at Christian Bale and go, yeah, he's the Batman.
I get that more with Affleck. I could look at Affleck and be like, that's Batman.
Oh, yeah. I think you meant the other way around. I was like, yeah, like, especially, like, people were like, oh, it should have been Christian Bale going against Henry Cavill. If Christian Bale stepped up against this massive mountain of a man, you'd be like, he's getting his shit rocked fast. Ben Affleck steps up to him. I think he's taller than him anyway. And then he's also jacked.
Big. Yeah.
Like, alright, you're like, fair fight. You know, like, not fair. It's still Superman.
Fairer fight.
Fairer fight. And I think it's an amazing film. I think honourable mentions are Blue Beetle, Aquaman 1, The Suicide Squad. And then I personally really love Shazam. But I think it's just so wholesome.
Yeah.
Like, it really nails the Shazam like, perfectly. I think DC's got amazing casts.
Well,
I think
you said that you could put all 9 of these as DC films. So.
I could. If I wanted to, I could have easily. Like Wonder Woman 1 is amazing. It's really good. You don't like Wonder? Oh, you didn't like the first one, did you?
I don't like either of them.
No, I mean, you can say about the second one.
I don't like many DC films.
But, yeah, I still stand by. I personally don't think we've had a couple like really top tier amazing comic book superhero movies like The Suicide Squad.
That's
incredible.
My favourite one, yeah.
But I would say that I don't think either of them are realistically doing much better than the other if you compare them fairly.
Yeah.
Like, I think at the stage that Marvel was at when DC really started, you could say Marvel was better. But if you compare it to what Marvel started with and what DC started with, I said they were on par. Like, it was like, movie for movie, one was better than the other, one after the other. But that's not what to talk about, because I could talk about it for ages. So I'm not going to do that. And then, last one, I'll make this brief, because I don't even know if you really know who Bobby Brown is.
Nope.
Bobby Brown is a musical artist from, like, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 200s, kind of all over the place. He's in a boy band, like, well, I'll say boy band. He's in a musical group called New Edition.
Okay.
And this is, like, based on his life. And crazily enough, he's just had one of the most insane lives ever. Like, people just seem to die around him constantly, and it's a true story.
Okay.
Oh, he's Whitney Houston's ex-husband.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, it's really interesting. Again, it was one of those things where I was like, I'll watch this just because it's on. And then I was like, oh, this is amazing.
That's good.
And it's technically, I spoke to you about this, technically not a film, because it's 2 TV episodes that are an hour and 20 minutes each.
This. Yeah.
But that's 2 hours.
I'll count
40.
it. We'll count it. We'll count it.
And I just think, especially for the fact that it was on TV, it looks amazing. The acting is insane. And just the music, again, throughout it being a biopic, obviously, about a musician, is perfect. Everything about it is good.
Fez.
But that's all I'll say about that one.
Love that.
Yeah.
So, now we have to do the friendship
Cool.
test.
Do you want me to go first this time?
I think I want to ask you a question first.
Go.
What do you think I've put on this for you?
What exactly? Every single one?
No, like, pick, like, what do you think I would have put on this
Oh,
for you?
you didn't tell me what DC film you put down for me,
No.
did you? I'm going to go for that one. I reckon. The Suicide Squad?
No.
No, is it old or new?
Mm,
Or middle ground?
I've got 2 on here.
Oh, old,
Old
new.
and new.
Old and new. Batman v Superman?
No.
You better not have said the OG Justice League.
I put Aquaman
Yeah, fair. No, fair.
and the Batman.
So, the Batman was on my list.
Yeah.
It really was. And I was fighting. It was that and JLA. I was like, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I prefer. But I did have so much more fun watching Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
Like, it's 4 hours long. I've watched it like 4 times.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
the Batman isn't that long. It's still long.
I'm glad to
I've
know
watched it
they're
twice.
close.
Yeah, very close.
Because if I'd remembered about Zack Snyder's, I would have put that instead of the Batman.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about, because you gave me a clue, you said one of the ones you did was a biopic.
Mhm.
What biopic did I
Oh, Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rocket Man. As soon as he said, I said, one's a biopic, but I don't think you're going to know what it is. And he was like, oh. I was like, he's got Rocket Man, I know. And honourable mention, again.
I think it's an honourable mention for me as well.
So good. Like, it's so good, but it's good in a way of, it's a jukebox musical. Do you know what I mean? Like, the story's not 100% accurate. And I know people are like, oh, it's his truth. The man turns into a rocket at one point and flies off.
Yeah, flies off.
I don't get, even if you're on drugs, that's not a truth, is it? That is not possible. It's so good, though. And I think it's very obvious that Elton John had a lot of say in it.
Yeah.
It's
It's
amazing.
such a good film.
But it's got an amazing actor in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably one of my favourite actors. I'm going to be honest.
Easy.
He, Rocket Man was close on my 9 as well.
Mm.
Like, if we did another 9, easily it would have been on there.
We did, 18.
Yeah.
We did my 100 favourite films.
We'll do another episode.
Just call 50 favourite films.
I think.
Oh, just quickly, he almost made it onto my list twice. I almost put the Kingsman trilogy.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy how good it is for something that's not meant to be, like, outstanding. I don't think it's meant to be anyway. It's, like, kind of goofy.
I wouldn't have put it high, but it falls very much the same as, like, Mad Max. It's just entertaining.
Yeah, from start to finish. Yeah. So good. What were you going to say there?
No, go on. You go your... What
I've got for you.
Yeah.
Right. So, I'm going to list off the ones that I had and you had.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Obviously.
Coco. Endgame.
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And now here's the ones that I really thought would have been on your list.
Okay.
And I was going to speak about this when I was speaking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt another film that made me think, oh, he's actually a really good actor, and we watched it together. Do you know?
No.
Do you like Dags?
Do you know what? We've been sitting here for like over an hour.
Yeah.
And I have constantly looked at my list and gone, why is Snatch not on there?
Yeah! Snatch is on my list for you. I've also put Snatch / The Gentleman.
No, Gentleman is nowhere
Yeah,
near
I didn't think
Snatch
so. I
with
put
me.
Snatch first, and I thought that was on your list 100%. Because I remember watching it, and I liked it, but you were gassed.
That's why Quentin Tarantino made you think of it then.
Yeah.
So, Snatch for me, I'm going to talk about it quickly because I do love that film, and like it was close.
It's so good.
On my 9. Again, if I did 12, it would have been on there.
Yeah, 100%.
But the way that Snatch does story, and the way that Quentin Tarantino often does story, where you have all these different characters and they come together to culminate at the end.
Yeah.
That is now my favourite story structure in anything.
What's the other one that does it? Massively famous. Cult. I was about to say cult classic. It's Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, which
does
is
it?
Tarantino.
Yeah, and does that.
Yeah. So Snatch to me is better than Pulp
Oh,
Fiction.
100%. Story wise,
It does what Pulp Fiction set out to do better.
Yeah. Do you think we got a little bit of bias because it's basically the British Pulp Fiction?
Maybe, but I was just more entertained.
Yeah.
I think Pulp Fiction is better film.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Better film.
Yes. Cinema.
But Snatch is more entertaining.
Yeah, 100%. The fact that you get to see Brad Pitt play a Irish gypsy is insane to me, and he nails it. How?
I don't know.
I want to know what he did to train for that role. I'd be intrigued.
idea.
There must be a documentary. Brad Pitt goes to live in a caravan for 2 years.
But Guy Ritchie, who made Snatch, he is my favourite director of all time.
Yeah, he's good.
Obviously, Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson. I love Peter Jackson, but I only love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie could make shit with sprinkles and I'd watch it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, have you watched King Arthur?
I have. I've seen everything Guy Ritchie has
Oh,
made.
damn.
And if it's got Guy Ritchie's name on it, I will watch it.
Fair enough.
I
Fair
haven't
enough.
seen his new thing, actually, saying that.
The series. The Gentleman.
No, I've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen the new movie with Henry Cavill.
I want to watch that.
Yeah.
The fact that it's got Henry Cavill and Alan Richardson.
Yes.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good. We're not going to talk about that, though, because that will lead into a Titans talk.
No, I'm surprised that the fact that I didn't put it on my list, that you said Snatch, that is good friendship.
Yeah.
Because it is 100% should have been on my
Yeah.
list.
I've also got... Right, and these are just ones that I was like, I feel like it should be on there, just from talking about it. I put... Apart from Endgame, I was like, there's got to be another Marvel one on there, just because there was a big period in your life where Marvel was like...
Everything. Every movie, day one.
Winter Soldier.
Interesting.
No, he wouldn't have gone.
No.
So I did have Winter Soldier and No Way Home, but No Way Home was more like, I've gone for Endgame, No Way Home basically same vibes, I'm not going to go for No Way Home.
No Way Home is definitely closer to my list than
Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier.
Really?
So top 3 Marvel movies for me, for entertainment value. Endgame, No Way Home, Guardians 3.
Yeah.
Guardians 3 of those is the best film.
I'm not going to lie to you. I completely forgot about Guardians 3 because Guardians are not Marvel.
They're too good.
They're too good. They're too good to be MCU. I refuse to accept and recognise them. They're James Gunn.
No, Guardians 3 is the best Marvel film.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
It's so good.
Such a good film.
Open the fucking door. Best F-bomb in anything.
Only F-bomb in Marvel.
Yeah.
So good.
A perfect person to do it too. Right, so I've gone Lord of the Rings, Coco, Winter Soldier, Endgame, No Way Home, Snatch. Alright, and then I've got 3 more that I thought might be on your list.
Yeah.
I put, and this is the one I told you about before we started filming, I put Studio Ghibli.
Okay.
Because I knew there was going to be an anime film on your thing.
Yeah.
But I think I only really know I probably know more, but I know 2 main Studio Ghibli films. I don't think you've probably seen them. I don't think you've spoken about them, but I know that you went to the museum.
I didn't get to go.
You didn't get to go.
We can get to
I remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I honestly thought they were going to be on your list. Just quickly, my favourite Studio Ghibli film, don't know the name of it, so it's not that favourite. That's why it's not on my list, is the raccoon one. Where the raccoons shapeshift into humans.
I don't even know if that's a Studio Ghibli film.
I think it is.
I'm about to give you a bit of information that you have completely not realised.
Yeah.
I don't really like Studio Ghibli.
Do you not? I thought you did.
I am...
it's just one of those things you have to tick off when going to Japan.
It's one of those... Well, I really wanted to go... I like the creativity of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm too stupid to watch Studio Ghibli films because I just don't get them.
Oh, they're quite deep.
I watch them and I'm like, what
Oh.
the fuck have I just watched?
What's the famous, like the biggest one it played? Do you remember Film 4?
Yeah.
It used to play in Film 4 constantly.
Well, there's three that I would say are like really, really famous, and that's My Neighbor Totoro.
Giant Rabbit.
Sort of, yeah.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. Princess Mononoke.
Yep.
And Spirited Away.
Spirited Away, yeah.
Which are... I've seen those three, and I've seen probably 4 more than that, but I have not watched them all.
Yeah.
And they are good. I just don't... I don't
get it.
And I wouldn't put them on my favourite list.
Yeah.
They're definitely
amazing.
Very, very good films. They're just not my films.
Yeah.
Saying that, I am going to the theatre next week to see Spirited Away. So,
but I feel like that's an experience.
Yeah.
It is.
And it's not for me, it's for my girlfriend.
Yeah.
So.
And then, final two. I am and I'm not surprised this isn't on your list. Like, it's new, so like, I get that it's kind of like a veto. Like, it's like, I'll give it some time to let it settle onto my list. The new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I thought it would be low on your list. I wasn't expecting it to be top even 5, but I was expecting it to be on there. But then, to be fair, I thought of that first, and then I thought of Spider-Verse, and I was like, Spider-Verse is going to be up there.
Spider-Verse is the better version.
Yeah.
I actually did like the film. I wouldn't even probably say top 20 films.
Oh, really?
Honest. I liked it, though. It was good.
Yeah. I didn't.
I just don't think it's memorable enough to hit me on that level.
I liked it, but at the same time, it got hyped up for me too much before I watched it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if... I remember when it got announced, people were like, oh, this is very Spider-Verse. I watched it and I was like, this is very 3D Rick and Morty. Like, I don't know what it is. I think it's their eyes. They've got the squiggle things in their eyes.
Squiggle eyes.
And I was like, very confused. It's giving Rick and Morty energy the whole way through.
It does look like Spider-Verse, but that's about it.
Yeah. That is literally about it.
Yeah.
I also... I know it's like accurate. It unsettles me, them being actual kids.
Actual teenagers.
Yeah, like I'm like, who's letting them fight crime? And why?
But like, they're not like, to me, they're not like 16-year-olds.
No.
They're like 13.
Yeah, someone's like, they're actual teenagers. They're 11. Like, they're not teenagers. And then finally, I feel like this should have been on your list. Because it's your name.
Yeah.
Leon the Professional.
Yeah. I don't know if you can actually see it on any of the cameras, but there's literally a poster on
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah. It used to be up there. And I honestly thought that was going to be on your list.
Again, if we'd done 18, it would have been on there.
Yeah.
I love that film. I think it's a cinematic masterpiece. I think the acting in it is phenomenal. It has a bit of a weird storyline because there's a bit of weird like child fancying older man vibe, which I think turns me off a little bit from it.
Yeah, that's why it's not in the top 9.
Yeah, but it is a really, really good film. Gary Oldman as well in that is.
What was I watching? I was watching something yesterday. He was in it. Oh, we was watching Hitman's Bodyguard, and he's in it.
Yeah.
He's such a good actor.
He's such a good actor.
He's such a good actor. But I went through his what would you call it? Like when you go through a list of the films.
Filmography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not in a lot of good films.
He's really not.
He's actually in a lot of shit.
He's a very good actor, and he's
like,
wasted, I feel.
Hitman's Bodyguard it's an okay film. It's not Gary Oldman level acting. He shouldn't be in that film. They could have got an actual Russian person to play is it Russian or Ukraine? I don't want to step on that topic. It's about to get dangerous. Move along.
Yeah, no. So for that list that you gave me, I think you definitely got 2 massive friend points with Snatch and Leon because they're very close.
Yeah. I think in a different list they would have been on there.
Yeah,
definitely. Studio Ghibli, I'm completely wrong.
Yeah, but then you look behind me.
Yeah.
You know I like anime.
Yeah.
What's the number one anime
Yeah,
thing?
exactly.
Studio Ghibli.
It's just an easy guess.
It's a normal thing to assume that someone that likes Japan and anime likes Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
I'm just not
I'm not that Japanese.
But I am planning to do a video where I watch all of them and rank them all.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it with my girlfriend because she loves it. And we'll see.
Then he ranks them all number 19. He's like, I don't get any of them.
What are these films?
I don't get them. Are they connected?
What's the cinematic universe? Well, we went to see the newest one in the cinema.
Yeah.
And I come out of it and I was like, what the fuck have I just watched? I was so confused.
They like that though.
That's just how I felt.
What's your whole list for me?
So I had the Batman.
Yep.
I actually had Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
For you.
That's fair.
Because I feel like you've mentioned liking it more.
Yeah.
But I think the story's better, but everything else isn't.
What, in the second one?
the art's better.
Yeah, but everything else isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to say it's like bad.
No.
It's just not bad. I think Spider-Verse was so close to being on my list. For so many of the right reasons of like the art style, the music and everything. But then I was just like, if I'm being completely honest, I was like, I want to include one animated superhero thing. And even though it was Super Pets, which a lot of people won't agree with being a better film, the sad scene in that hits me differently to like anything. And it's just, that's why I had to go on the list.
Yeah, I get that.
And then
Social Network.
Yeah.
Because you have talked about it many times.
Many times.
Brother Bear, just because I know that was on there. Rocket Man, like we said.
Yeah.
Onward, because I know you talked about it before. Aquaman as the DC film.
Yeah.
DC Super Pets.
Yeah.
And then I could not come up with the last one. So I just put something that should have been on your list because it's on my list. Lord of the Rings.
A film I've never seen.
Yeah. Everyone's top 9.
It's that good. I mean, it would have been funny if I just put it and I told I come in today and I was like, yeah, I watched them all last night on my list.
So what would have been so funny is if I put it on your list and then you actually said it.
Yeah, I know.
I would have been like, oh my god.
He does care.
No, I honestly didn't know because it's a difficult question because there's so many films I know you like.
Yeah.
But how do you pick
Rank
the best 9?
It's hard. Like I've if I went on my phone, which I can't because it's recording, I basically had an 18 list.
Yeah.
And I had to like sit there. Don't get me wrong, there was like guaranteed top numbers. Like Social Network was never getting pushed off that list. But I was like switching them all the time. And then even up to today, one of them ended up getting swapped. Oh, Kingsman. Kingsman was on the list today. And then I was like, nah, we'll take that off.
See, I had 4 that were swapping around.
Yeah.
Of like different things. I had Hacksaw Ridge.
So good.
Was on there.
So good.
What was in it? Your Name instead of Slam Dunk was on there.
Yeah.
There was something else as well. The Dark Knight instead of Mad Max.
Yeah.
So there were quite a few like switches. But then there were some that were just solid.
Yeah,
like
Lord of the Rings
it's
weren't
probably
moving.
never going to change.
Yeah. Well, you almost switched out Lord of the Rings for The Hobbit, right?
Yeah, nah. What, are we doing top 9 worst films of all time?
We're going to do that, no?
The Hobbit 1, 2 and 3.
I think we should definitely do top 9 worst films of all time.
Top 9 films that I hate.
But I love to hate them. Like, I've watched them knowing I'm going to shit talk it the whole time.
See, that's crazy because just thinking, there are 2 films on my list that I would rather die than watch again.
Like? Doctor Strange 2?
That's on there, but that wasn't what I was thinking of. That film is awful. That is the worst thing I've ever seen. No, Gravity.
Okay.
Absolutely despise that film.
Never seen it.
And Dunkirk.
I
fucking hate that
I
film.
remember when this film came out and you went, did you go see it in cinema?
Yeah, with my dad.
Yeah.
And we both come out like, why have we just sat through that? And like, it's just the most pretentious snob film.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and it's the same thing as Gravity. It was just watching a group of stupid people make the same mistake over and over again. And I'm like, and with Gravity makes me laugh because I am all about powerful women characters, but who the fuck let that woman in space? Because she just makes the stupidest decisions. I'm just like, what are you doing?
You know what's funny is because my top 9, worst movies of all time would probably equally include a lot of superhero films, especially from the early 2000s.
It's just such a letdown for us.
It's so easy to make a bad one.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. Like, Spider-Man 3 is on that list. That's an awful film.
Yeah. See, I don't despise that film.
Yeah.
But I can see it.
Yeah. And then, like, do you know what, actually? Not all of them are terrible, but there are just some, like, ones that would just be awful. Like, what was it? What's the other one? Fantastic Four 2 compared to Fantastic Four 1 is awful, I feel. And the second one is actually decent.
X-Men 3.
X-Men 3. I don't know if this is like a known thing. Every X-Men 3 is bad. Every third X-Men installment is bad. So you've got X-Men 3.
Yeah.
Awful. You've got
Dark Phoenix.
No, I don't think it's Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix is a fucking standalone. So you've got
Apocalypse.
Yeah, you've got fucking what is it? First Class. Days of Future Past, banger.
Which is X-Men 2 is good too.
Yeah. And then fucking Apocalypse. Horse shit.
Do you know what other film more recent? Quantumania.
Horse shit.
Awful.
No, Marvel just falling off
and
though.
Disney is sitting there like, why are we losing money? Because you're making stuff. Like
yeah.
What are you doing?
what's the throwaway gag? There's like their one swear word that they're allowed in a movie. They're like, I'm just a dick.
Yeah.
It's like,
or getting to see MODOK's naked ass.
yeah, like his fucking glazed cheeks. Like, who asked for that? Who sat there in the conference meeting and was like, yeah.
I like how we have done a whole video just all talking positive, and then at the end we've just
shit talk some stuff. It's got to be done.
We're like, we can't do an episode without shit talking something.
But there's just so much bad stuff out there. I feel like, oh no, I don't know if I want to kick. Like, we've just started this podcast. I don't know if I want to offend Dune fans just yet.
We need to leave this for another time.
Yeah, we'll leave it.
I also don't like Dune.
I don't like Dune. I haven't given the second one a chance, but I also technically haven't really given the first one a chance.
Well, you can't give the second one a chance until we actually watch all of the first one.
Yeah, we've only watched half of the film.
Which I've failed twice to watch the whole thing, so...
I'm never trying again. I'll be completely honest. I'd rather watch the like 80s or 90s version than try and watch the one we've watched again. It's not 80s. I think it's 70s.
I don't
it's old.
think, unless Third Time Lucky is a real thing, I don't think I'm ever going to watch Dune again.
Somebody's sitting like at home like
seething.
Unsubscribe. I mean, they're your subscribers.
Yeah. No. They're like, this guy likes manga, but he hates Dune. Unsubscribe. No. Right, we good?
I think we're good.
Good.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you guys for watching. We hope you've enjoyed the first episode of the Loungin Around podcast.
Hell yeah.
This has been fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I thought it was going to be a lot more awkward.
No, we was chilling.
Yeah, we was chilling.
The start was a bit weird. But...
a bit rocky. Put the blooper reel.
No, fully. At the end. If you guys want to help out the channel at all or help with like what we're doing here, you can use the affiliate link down in the description to Sci-Fi. If you want to buy some comic books, graphic novels, manga, fantasy, sci-fi, anything like that, use the affiliate link and we can spend all the money on buying new equipment and stuff. If you like the podcast format, let us know down in the comments. And if you want us to kind of create a new channel, whatever you want to do, let us know. And let us know your favourite films.
Yeah.
Because
or your least favourite films.
What we could do is... Exactly, all your least favourite films. We could do a reaction to everyone else's.
Yeah.
I think that would be sick.
No, actually, only put your favourite films, because I want to sit here and tell you you're wrong.
If it's not Lord of the Rings, you're wrong.
If it's not 9 DC films, you're somewhat right, but you're wrong!
Alright, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.